Project. This is the first of 2 live streams today. As usual, we try to run 2 live streams. What you see is what you get. Take a look in the title, take a look on stream. Right before us, we have some paperwork. That's what we want to cover. And actually, there's a lot of paperwork, so it's going to be going to 2 streams when we split it off into business papers down here, some health and business and nutrition and forms and invoicing and books. That will be the second one. The first one focuses on the stuff here, which has a lot to do with mail and crafts, as well as money and finance. And there's something here on my laptop. So that's kind of mail, paperwork. That's the kind of stuff that we're going to cover in the first live stream. Of course, is the Ahn Rho Project, introduction, self-therapeutic multimedia project for me to solve the problems and challenges in my life, as well as a self-improvement process for me to reach the goals and heights that I've set for myself. Hopefully a very relatable experience for all of you. Welcome to Twitch, Facebook, wherever you're coming from. This is, of course, a life management project. It involves analogies, domains, and what was the last one? Analogies, domains, and sub-series. So domains of life are finance, employment, business, hobbies, careers, music, you name it. All things coming together. The past 3 months have been absolute hell, and I've been trying to recover. And this is obviously one snippet that I'm going to use to, as a part of the Ahn Rho Project, to help myself recover. Analogies. So analogies are basically ways for me to help you understand the Ahn Rho Project before we get into the paperwork. But basically, analogy. For example, 30 years down the road, I plan on looking back on this and seeing how things have changed on a daily, how I constantly grow and improve and change. Obviously, there's other analogies, such as, for example, saying that this is a real-life game of sorts. This is an in-real-life game, IRL. And so that's analogies, that's domains of life, and then, of course, we have sub-series. So this sub-series of the Ahn Rho Project is called BDMP, which you see in the title again. That is episode 18A. So basically this is the 18th episode of BDMP, which stands for, it is a little pun on words like BDSM, but really what it's supposed to stand for is the basics: maintenance, decontamination, and purification. Basically cleaning up my act, making sure that I can get enough sleep, making sure I eat the right foods, making sure that I can take care of all the clutter and the mess in the room so that I can get about with my business, with this project, with my volunteering duties, with my full-time employment job, and also taking care of one of my caregivers who is severely ill. So a lot of that. And then, of course, that's tied in with relationship issues, because we're not really a family. So it's really just a whole bunch of things going all to shit. And this is one tiny portion, of course. This one live stream, these 2 live streams are just a tiny portion of that. So why don't we get started? I'm not going to waste too much time today. I've done a pretty good introduction. I'm pretty happy about that. Of course, the second live stream will cover the take-home message, and that will be in the second live stream, probably nearing to the end or at the very beginning. I don't know. I'm going to decide later on. So why don't we get started? We have a lot to cover. I'm already late for work as usual. Let's see what we have here. I think the most important thing actually should be the thing on the laptop, but because that's the most recent mail that I received. So I'm going to turn around. So let's dial it back. So we're at the laptop here now. This is kind of the region, like I said, this is region A of the room in terms of floor plan and logistics. This piece of mail, or a piece of shit, whatever you want to call it, I received has something to do with basically a new credit card that I've received. And I actually have several, obviously, just, to improve my credit rating and so on and so forth. But needless to say, inside here is supposed to be, think of like a security password or something like that. I'm not going to be too specific, obviously, for confidential reasons. But obviously, they have it sealed up, and I ripped it open, and I took a look. And I don't plan on actually using the credit card very often, even though it has some great benefits to it. 4.4%, 2% here and there, depending on whether you're getting groceries or eating at a restaurant, which really isn't going to happen during COVID-19. But also things like just business purchases or just daily expenses and stuff like that. So that's that. That's that piece of mail. In fact, what I should do is I should take that and say, this is all going to be kept for record. So I should take this and put it all here together. What's more important, actually, I should do before I get into the paperwork is take off this kind of stuff here, which I mentioned in a previous live stream, has to do with gifts and stuff from my employment. This is just some safety gauze. Oh shit, it fell out. Oh well, that's fucked. Yo, that's not good. This is supposed to be sterile. It's clearly not sterile anymore. But I'm gonna have to clean this up tomorrow morning or something. Do it on stream maybe. But this goes here because this is actually where I put all the safety work for my employment related stuff. Any products we have or stuff like that related to employment. This is such a sad waste right here, man. What the fuck? I'll put that there. Also, same thing with this. It's covering the paperwork. So again, more stuff related to my employment, just basically my job at work. This is the kind of stuff we manufacture, safety equipment and so on and so forth. So that's a huge mess right here that I now have to get to in a different live stream. But it was covering all the paperwork here, and I had to make sure that I did that on stream as well. So I'll pull this out front, and then we can get straight to it. I'll move the devices to the back because we already covered that in a previous stream just 2 days ago. Hashtag Ahn Rho _RH, or you can find it all right there. So what do we have here? Let's take a look. Trying to use my... I just noticed that because I'm in such a rush, I'm using my head voice. Chest. Okay, so we have some garbage here that's mixed in with the paperwork. I don't mind that at all. There we go, chest voice, good. So we have some. it's much better to present like this. All right, so we have this piece of junk right here, and I'm gonna stick it up here. Just recycle it. You know, that's really not paperwork that I really need to concern myself with. But we do have books here, and like I said, it's supposed to be for the second live stream. So I'll put this down here, and say that this is stuff for later on. What am I gonna do? I need to think fast. Think fast. Where can I put this right now? Just put it on the laptop, I guess. No, on the bed. No, not on the bed. Put it down here with all the business materials. All right, good. So back up here, we have all this junk here, all this mail. Right. So here's mail too. So we're gonna cover this, and then we're gonna cover mail there. So we have this thing that we said is related to a credit card here. So I'm gonna put that to the side. We're done talking about that. Let's sift through more of the mail that I have here. This is from my university days, and actually I covered in the previous live stream. I don't have to say too much about it, but basically for alumni, obviously asking for donations, all that shit. Obviously I'm not going to do that, and I'm going to put this to the side and say that I've already donated once, and that's my due part there. They already just take my money anyway, so that's done. Okay, let's get rid of that. We already talked about previous live stream. Same thing with this one. This one has to do with insurance. This one I believe is life insurance. I'm obviously not gonna turn. Let me go behind the camera and see what it is. It has something to do with yeah, both of them have to do with life insurance, I believe. Yes, they do. So both of these pieces of paper have to do with this mail. Again, more just confidential information on the inside. So I'm going to take this and move this up here. We're done talking about this in a previous live stream. The only thing I neglected to do was really to stash and or archive the paper documents themselves, or shred them if I don't need them anymore. So I neglected to do that, and that's my fault. And I waited until this live stream to happen, but this live stream has been postponed for almost 2-3 months because of again, severe illness with my guardians. So then I had to become a caregiver, and then on top of that, I obviously had severe domestic household issues with them. We did not we do not get along. We did not at all for 3 decades nearly. But I still believe it to be my obligation. So that's I'm conflicted for the past 3 months. Needless to say, so that's relationship issues. That's obviously also health and disease. And then on top of that, I'm trying to run a business now that has to do with research and nutritional supplements, so that I can actually try to save one of my guardians. I'm not going to go to their level. So here we go. We have some stuff here. You will rise. So all this paperwork is just crafts. So you take a look at the title. It says crafts. So think of So these are these things that you see all over the room. So you see, you have no home. Truth is moral. You are alone. All this nonsense that I have stuck around the wall. You will not fall. You do not bow. All this bullshit. I was having a really difficult time a couple months ago, and yeah, you can sort of tell that's kind of creepy. So all that kind of stuff is I had to. What can I take down here? Truth is more. I honestly don't know. Maybe I should just pull it off. Who cares? You will not fall. I don't need these reminders anymore. I'm way past that point now. I don't need to see this as some sort of self-therapeutic kind of thing. I mean, I like the fact that it says you're not alone, because it reminds me truth is moral. I can probably take that down too, to be honest, but no, I'll keep that there. These three are pretty important. I'm going to keep them up here just for, I don't know, however long. But needless to say, the ones here definitely on down here are, I've taken off for a reason, because I really don't need them anymore. So we have you will rise, cruelty, freeze, strength, you care too much. This is a big one for me. I care too much. You can care less. Trying to remind myself that I can do it, and surpass all limits. That was pretty important, actually. I don't know why I took this one down, because this one's actually very positive. So ironically, maybe I want to use this, but it looks like I see why I didn't keep it, because this was just really messy. So what I'm going to do is, I think I have some blank sheets of paper. That's what I intended to do. I want to take one of these blank sheets of paper and write surpass your limits on it. So I'm going to take one of these and actually take all three of them, put them down here, and we're going to have to write using permanent marker, probably Sharpie marker, and say surpass all limits, and then stick that probably up there. So that's a positive one. So the rest here are really just to be recycled, and these are papers from my workplace that I've used to recycle for these purposes. I can take up the tape. I'm going to have to do that off the stream, because right now obviously it's very hard to do that holding the camera. So this stuff that obviously is crafts. Now inside this book, so this one is also important. So underneath here is obviously you see this is a what do you call it? One of those like clipboards, a folder and clipboard in one, and it's from my university days. And inside is a piece of paperwork with medical forms. So you see in the title it says ER and health and meds, or not health and meds, but doc. So doctor, specialist. So my caregiver had to go to the ER. I mean, my guardian had to go to the ER. I'm the caregiver now. So she went there about maybe a couple of weeks ago. And I filled out the forms, tried to get the paperwork signed for her on her behalf so she could claim for insurance. And so just like one of these things up here, the paper mail up here, it had to do with insurance. Obviously the paper here, all these craft papers I can recycle. The mail I'm going to archive. So I'm going to do that off stream, and then we have this form on the inside, which can't show. Obviously, I'm not going to show confidential information. That's PHI, personal health information, but that's to be put away. Now the binder clip, what I can do with that is I need to return that back down here to the bag, where I have a lot more other paperwork, which needs to be covered in maybe a couple months time, or maybe half a year future down the road. That's not that urgent. Lastly but not least, I can't believe it took this long just to get this fucking mail right here. There's 1, 2, 3. 3 of them, all very important. I can't believe I had to. It's 12 minutes in, I'm running out of time. The top one up here has to do with money. Obviously, you take a look in the title, it says money. So money, this is basically commission, paycheck. All I have to say about that related to the research, development, and a molecular cellular nutritional business that I have on the side. I got my commission. It was actually the first commission pay I've ever received ever, so that's very nice. Multiple sources of income. Try to get that done. Move that down to the side. We have this right here. So this one is a huge congratulations, thank goodness, from the provincial, again in Canada. So basically, point is I have paid off all my student loans, all the student debt. Thank goodness. It was racking up at that point up to about 40 grand, and when I graduated it was only 30 grand, but needless to say it took a long time because I was working only a part-time job, and still am. And so finally, congratulations, they sent me a mail just to confirm that it's all done. Again, more mail I can archive, and the last one here is basically this last large package has all the terms and conditions, as well as my new credit card for, once again, the financial institution, which was correlated with one of these confidential mails right here, which is sealed up. So this is the whole package with the terms and agreements and everything like that. Something fell down the crack, but I'm going to pick that back up. Needless to say, all this bullshit right here, driving me fucking insane. All these responsibilities, take them out, all the paperwork, sort it out, get it stored away, archived, whatever. This is the first live stream. It's the end of this live stream. The next live stream will cover all this books and paperwork and all that stuff here relating to the business. Go. See you in the next live stream in about 15 minutes. Ciao.